Hey, fire signs, I hope that you're doing well. Welcome in, welcome back if you are returning back. Let me just say, those of you who follow me and know that sometimes I will do this on my platform because I have people that have messed with my platform behind the scenes, IT workers and stuff like that, unethical ones. There's a consequence for touching my platform in any way, shape, or form. It belongs to Shannon Hensley. It doesn't belong to no one else. Don't care what your name is and why you're there, because something's already changed since I've done the water reading. It's called retardation in your mind. It's called demonic activity that's going on, some type of crazy stupidness in your mind. And there's a consequence for you touching my stuff. May the wrath of God meet you face to face. He is an all-consuming fire. Right before I got started, God just said, sit here for a second, and I did, and I just heard him say, I'm an all-consuming fire. He comes to consume every tickety-tackety, naughty person who's doing some stuff. You're wicked, and you will be crushed by God, by Yehovah Elohim, maker of heaven and earth. You've been warned over and over too many times. I got freedom of speech, and I got rights. And they come from God, not the stupid Constitution that comes from God's eternal law. Fire signs, let's get started here and see what's going on. I tell you to get up and fight. We're doing these readings a little bit different here. I'm going to take 9 cards out of the deck, and then look at the bottom of the deck, and then we're going to take about 3 other decks and see what's in your hidden space here. I call upon the name that's above every name, Yehovah Elohim. None is beside him. He alone is salvation. Every knee's going to bow at that name. Whether you like it or not, we'll see, because God don't lie. Yehovah don't lie. Yehovah, show me fire energy. What's going on with this energy? The Tower came out in the water reading, and the Hangman is here as well. Somebody's stuck really hard. 8 of Swords. We got the 8 of Pentacles. 8 is very prevalent so far. King of Wands, there's your energy. All my cards are on the upright, so we're going to hit these cards both directions, however God's going to bring the message out. 5 of Cups also came out for today's date. There is a big marriage situation that's going on, okay? And so obviously your energy is out here with King of Wands, who, that's you. It's also showing he's got other meanings of in the deck. Could be a boss out here with that 8 of Pentacles coming out. Could be the other man on something as well. The Ace of Wands, he does represent a very promiscuous individual in the negative of his energy. And so you just be seeing something from the opposite side of your energy that's around you in the next 24 hours. Heartbreak is the first card that showed itself out of the deck while I was talking to the water energy, which was a really big reading there. And that Tower was there in a back trail, and somebody's wife stepped out and did something, but as we read, it all unfolded. But the three of Swords, heartbreaking, because somebody is sitting here in their bitterness. Won't take 2 cups, can't take 2 cups is behind this person. The truth is coming out about something here. Also, this has a meaning of the truth as well, but something about somebody's marriage or something is out here. But you got a higher power out here. There's a word out here that goes to somebody that's constantly just trying and trying and trying. I believe it is that word. Let me confirm that. But either way, it's coming through. If you've been trying and trying and trying and trying and trying and trying and trying something, and you're not getting any kind of results, but you keep putting the work in on something, somebody really bitter that they're not getting nowhere with something. Okay, if the truth has to come out, something wrong. There's paradigm shift. There's Tower moment. There's shake up. There's, for some people, they know there's some type of paradigm shift and being stuck, or somebody's done something very creative. That's a very creative house out here. The H, the L, and the A, and the pictograph of the letter J is also out here. Give me just a second to look at something here. The word star is here, and the word talent came out in the water reading. So those of you who are really big with water right now, it's really coming out. Some similarities of some stuff is in this reading already. I'm just going to leave it like that. I feel led to just move on with this reading. If somebody is bitter about somebody working on something or something going on at your work or whatever was worked on, or is trying to get somebody to work on something, you really need to go pay attention to what came out in the water reading. Things are upside down. The unity is not really unity on something here. Somebody going to get like this aha moment, especially with these two cards being, or actually all three of them. This hangman represents being lit up from a different perspective, and in the pictograph language, this is like a seeing a great sight. You got the tower out here, which is some type of oh my god shake up here, but it's got somebody either stuck or something like that. Backwards organization. That 4 is backwards here. It's also got organization and stuff. If that's backward, it ain't good. Something destructive is around people. And so the preacher came out in wording, and I've stated, those of you who've been following the channel the last few days, that preacher's been coming out just over and over in the hidden space. It shows it right there. He represents a preacher as well. So if you are upright, then you are. You keep the commandments of God. And those of you who are not, you're a wolf, and God's got a tower for you. Going to get up in your face. Going to shake, shake, shake. Somebody going to go to jail. Then it shows real big prison here. Prison card, jail card. And we had FBI come out today as well. So what's happened at work or whatever somebody thought they were going to work on, they get in a tower. 88 is 16, which the 16th high arcana is the tower. Something is here. 33, it's organization, masonry, right? Some type of truth is out here. Somebody's wanting a new beginning, folks. You really need to fill out that communication that's all around in the hidden space. Heartbreaking. And those of you who are doing something for upright purposes, then God's going to make something out for good. Show me what's in the hidden space for fire energy. The crossroad card's coming out, crossing. So if you've already been approached with some communication to get into unity, then somebody's on the fence about it. This is about plots and stuff. In the water reading, something is premeditated or was. The crossroad card also jumped out with this. Here they are. They deliberately came out in the reverse in the water reading. If you are in unity and you're upright to go have a meeting, then and you are spiritual enough to get the download from God, then you will. But that specifically was all. There's all kind of communication in there hidden. It's here. So your energy or something around you, or a third party is doing something around your energy in the next 24 hours. Something's plotted here. Okay, at the bottom of the deck, there's caution, danger, cuts. Some of you all that could be going to jail around something that's being worked on or something that's at your work. Piercing, though. Show me fire energy. What else is in their hidden space? Sorry about these cards that are fixing to come out. They're really, really old. I just ordered some new cards. So somebody's waiting. There's going to be a victory on something with your energy. If you're upright, there's victory out here. It's also a jealousy card. When somebody's got jealousy, then they're cruel. God says jealousy is cruel. And the lover came out in the water reading. And so there was a little, a wife that stepped out and did something. Their baby come out of something, I guess. So the depression was also there in the totally other deck. Somebody was in despair. Well, something is, folks. Something is. This too shall pass. Do you believe that? Do you believe that time heals all wounds if you allow time to replenish something inside of you and whatever you're giving to God and transmuting the energy? You have to believe, or nothing's ever going to work out for you. I don't know. There's truthful communication coming out. There's that 3 of Pentacles underneath that, which doesn't surprise me. It's really showed up on the platform. Came out on today's date in another deck that we use. What else is in the hidden space? Somebody's waiting on something, but there's going to be a victory if you're in the truth. It's going to get somebody else stuck, paradigm shift, shake up, some type of energy that I don't know, still doing some nonsense around you. There is a caution. God's going to cut something. We know that God says that the wicked are cut out of the earth. So if you're not the wicked party, then you got great things coming for you, because he said he was going to make something out for good. What else? The main man and the concern. Well, there is a lot of concern out here around you. Okay? The main man came out. Okay, there's a king here, you or somebody around you, this passionate energy, working on something or something at work. And then there's the house. So the house card was in the water reading as well. Let's take some words for you all. There's a new beginning. And there was a bribe in the fire reading as well. Something's been plotted out here. Most High says he gets the last say. Well, so who's the big shot around your energy, fire signs? It's either you for some of you all, and for others of you all, it's somebody trying to do something to you. But whoever thinks they're a big shot thinking they're going to get the last say, God's popping up and goes, no, I think I'm going to get the last say. Look, I'm going to speak right out of that energy space. You deal with crazy out here, you are as a judge. Hey, judge. Are you upright? Some of you all are, and some of you all are not. God said he's going to get the last say. So, and what's he say to judges? He says, you don't judge for man, you judge for me. And then what's he say? He said, you better let the fear of God come upon you, because you ain't judging for man, you're judging for God. My God, the energy is really just inside of me, just boiling right now. It's something's urgent out here. Or a judge is involved in, obviously a judge is involved in something, but there's a judgment that's got, if you don't get the fear of God and judge something the way God tells you, you're in danger. An animal, well, it's the artificial intelligence, also called an animal, with the third freaking freaks out here. Third freaking freaks are out here, and they want to get in unity with them, and they just keep trying. And the general reading this morning with this tower to go another direction with it, it was in the reverse. Somebody wants to rebuild something, was the general reading. And again, they keep trying to do crap, even with electronics, and just keeps coming down and down and down, and they keep transgressing sin with other people and increasing nonsense, and somebody's going to get judged, and God says, I'm going to tell you what's going to take place, not you. Because if you don't do what God says, it's now coming on you. You ain't getting nowhere because you're crooked somewhere. You could never stop the work of God. For those, and I'm talking to the fake preachers out there, the Pharisees and the Sadducees out there. There's an I'm sorry, or somebody crying about saying I'm sorry. Somebody's going to get fired. I'm sorry, you're fired. Somebody getting fired. Work is here. Okay, I guess somebody getting attacked. Somebody's ego is crazy out here. That's the King of Wands in the reverse of his energies. Passionate, hothead, egotistical. I always say it when he comes out in the negative, because when he walks in the room, he thinks that by God, if your world don't stop when I'm in the room, hello, I'm going to explode, because that's how much his ego is out here. Show me fire. Returning to source. Again, there's danger out here. Somebody looks at somebody with hearts in their eyes, and if somebody's jealous in the hidden space over it, they're just bent to smithereens over something with the matter. Anyway, some death matters out here. The mob came out this morning. Dark night of the soul. Definitely right here. Like it was in the water reading. Pick through my hands. I feel an attitude. That's the energy I'm feeling out here. An attitude. Somebody got an attitude. Because they got ego. They think they're the big shots, calls all the shots in the earth. God's the one that does it. He's the one that directs our path. Look, I love you, Yehovah. So those of you, I have changed my title name on my channel, and it still has connected to it Shah Gates. And that's what found my hands. And Sha'ah means the shepherd, which is Yehovah. He's the shepherd. And you got bad shepherds and good shepherds being talked about God. And God said that we would hit a time where they would be like beating up the people in churches and stuff like that because they were false. That's why there's also going to be a great falling away. And then God tells us in the book of Revelations as well, my people get out of her. And he's talking about the false church. And Sha'ah means that it's his pleasure to watch the destroyer. This is the eyeball. And the word Sha'ah represents, it's the shepherd's delight to watch the destroyer. And as soon as the destroyer tries to get up in here and do something, God says it's my delight to pounce on him. Somebody better watch out, because God's going to get, let's say, something. You think you're doing something to be destructive in a very creative way. What can I do around some nonsense out here? Even in court, because the courthouse worker came out in the water reading. Now you get a judge in this reading. God says, I'm watching. Sha'ah is watching the destroyer. This channel's watching a lot of collective energy by the hand of Yehovah that I ask at the hand of. For any person in any place all over the world, I don't know entirely. I know my stuff goes to France, or it was going to France, or is it still going to France? I don't know. Underground stuff. I don't care if it's underground, upground. God's over me, and so I just give the word, and I correct when I see the energy, feel the energy, and then God's going to get less say on some stuff. For me and for any of his children. He's wanting people to know that somebody watching a destroyer. You got a lesbian out here attached to some stuff. That's a perverted energy with God. It says a witch who performs spells on people. He's going to destroy them. Again, the destroyer is here. God's going to destroy them. All unrighteousness shall come to an end. Aren't you glad, folks? That's why God told us today to have a confidence. That his children have strong confidence, which are in righteousness. We get the victory. Not the wicked, not the crazies. What God calls crazy, he says, my word's eternal. All unrighteousness, whatever it is, it's going to be cut out. It's going to come to an end. Yea, it shall be cut off. What did he bring out here? He's cutting off some wicked party, third party. Shall be cut off from its roots, it says. We get the picture of the root. And its whole structure shall be destroyed. Thank you, Yehovah. The next card says, walk not in the paths of the wicked, nor in the paths of death. Draw not nigh to them, lest you be destroyed. Get a lot of words of destroy, destruction, destroy, the destroyer. Murder. Well, anyway, it was premeditated because of the mob that was here this morning, and it was being shown in the water reading, some type of infatuation around some nonsense. The threshing grass. Okay, well, anyway, we get this cutting energy out here. God's just making a point here that he's cutting something to trample and beat somebody. He's going to get the last say. If that already took place in this court situation, God's going to get the last say for a justice out here on a murderer. A female relative. Boy, the energy's heavy. The pressure's heavy on somebody. We have the Manaz, which is a legal rune. It came out yesterday as well, which also has the Dagaz pictograph within the actual Manaz rune, which we touched about those two letters together, one way or the other in the direction in another language, talks about bloodshed. It's here. It's murder out here. God said he couldn't get less in something. Somebody trying to think that, oh, I'm taking vengeance because you did something or whatever, and you're playing the role of God, or I don't know. God said he gonna get less saying something. If somebody's got their soul and they'll turn all the way to God, even the wicked, when they're warned, God says if they turn to him, then you've won a soul out here. If somebody won't, then I guess you won't or didn't or you will, or I don't know. But somebody is, there's destruction all around a matter, and God's going to bring justice. It's going to be justice with this. The heavenly legal scales are going to be scaled, are going to be evened out here. The Manaz comes out. It's legal. because there is a judge out here, and the judge of judges over that judge, and if that judge does not do what's right, they will be completely destroyed and utterly go to the lower parts of the earth for not doing what's right out here. Whatever that means for any given person, why God's bringing this out. The truth is, somebody for your cases need to go to jail, and somebody's got that bribe was there. Somebody trying to bribe a judge to do whatever, you'll go straight to hell, and the judgment will really come upon you. You better get the fear of God in you, judge. Shalom, folks.